All right, guys, how's it going? So I've been to the cafe, right? I've had my coffee, I've had my bocadillo with salchichas, with queso, with las cebollas. Oh, perfecto. Gracias. A Gareth Turner, Copites of Anfield YouTube channel. Gareth Turner, he says, here, get yourself a bocadillo for breakfast, dunk. So I took him up on it. Thank you, Gareth. Squat. Right, so I have been and reviewed MARCA, AS and Sport, and it's a little bit confusing really, the publications, because there are some publications for today, but they're yesterday's, but they published them yesterday, and it's because of Christmas Day, all right? So I can tell you right now, if you haven't got time, there is a little mention of Trent Alexander-Arnold in here in my notes, but nothing for you to concern yourself about. It's just saying that Real Madrid, you know, have interest in him. There's a bit about Virgil van Dijk. It's nothing to concern yourself about. It's basically a journalist it's a good journalist as well. Real Madrid journalist saying that Real Madrid have no interest in Virgil. There's nothing in this update regarding Zubimendi, Mamardashvili or anything like that. So it's just some random things. There is a mention of Liverpool in here. We'll talk a bit more about Virgil van Dijk. I did a video about that earlier. There's a mention of Trent and just a general look at what's in the Spanish football dailies today. My boy Aspas gets a mention. Yeah, man, I love Aspas. So let's have a look. Let's see what we've got for you. So just so if you're new to my channel, I'm reviewing the Spanish football dailies at the moment to see if there's anything in them regarding Trent and Real Madrid, right? Not because, you know, if we see something in those papers, we believe it. It's just so that I can show people what is and what isn't being written in the media or talked about here. Because the Liverpool clique of journalists, you know, the ones that all agree with each other, they're all friends, they all write the same things and all that, do you know what I mean? The ones that are at the bottom, not the ones at the top, not the likes of your Ornstein and Joyce and people like that. But they were making claims previously that Trent Alexander-Arnold and Real Madrid were in the press every day in Spain. And me being in Spain, I said to my peoples on here, that ain't the case, right? So I buy those Spanish dailies each day now to show people the extent of the coverage and reporting regarding Trent Alexander-Arnold and Liverpool. And I think he's been mentioned 3 times now, I think, since we played them in the Champions League. And one of those mentions was on match day, all right? So that's basically why we do it. During the transfer windows, you know, we'll take a look at them and stuff like that. You know, if like in the summer, we were buying them every day because of the Zubimendi stuff, you know. So I just want my new peoples to know that. So, right, let's start with MARCA. Ernesto Valverde reflects on Liverpool's 2019 comeback. So they comment on the former Barcelona manager reflecting on that infamous 4-0 defeat to Liverpool at Anfield in the 2019 Champions League semi-final. I did a video of that. Do you remember? I was in New York walking down the car park, like, couldn't believe it that we'd won. Do you remember? I think it was pissing down at the time. He admits the defeat has been difficult to shake off, saying, "We were the best team and we had an incredible Champions League. We arrived at Liverpool with a big score, 3-0 advantage. At Anfield, we repeated the same team and tried to score a goal. Despite being down 1-0, we had the game under control at half-time, but in 2 fateful minutes, we got the second and third. We lost our balance." And he described it as one of the hardest moments of that year and acknowledges the emotional toll the defeat took on the team at the time, saying, "After the Liverpool blow, we reached the cup final emotionally affected," which basically is referencing their subsequent loss to Valencia in the Copa del Rey final. I think Valencia won that game 2-1. In other news in MARCA, Iago Aspas has renewed his contract with Celta Vigo until 2026. I touched on this yesterday. It's a significant moment, obviously, for the club and its fans. And MARCA write that it is the best Christmas present for Celta Vigo, and it arrived on December the 25th. Aspas, who joined Celta at just 8 years of age, has spent his entire career with the club except for brief stints at Liverpool and Sevilla. Didn't work at Liverpool. I don't think he was used properly at Liverpool. Very, very, very good player. It just didn't work for him at Liverpool, and he left Liverpool and went on to be incredible. Do you know what I mean? And I remember bigging him up big time before we signed, before he was even mentioned with Liverpool, because my Spanish friends here, my Real Madrid supporting friends at the time, were saying Liverpool need to look at this kid, and he did come to us. And I'd been banging on telling everyone that, and everyone was like, "Don't, what are you on about?" But he's been phenomenal. It just didn't work out from at Anfield, you know, but a lovely player, lovely lad. He's hailed as the most important player in Celta's history, having achieved numerous milestones, you know, becoming an international player, breaking all records for Celta Vigo and winning 4 Zara trophies. Now, the Zara trophy, that's awarded annually by MARCA to the Spanish domestic player with the highest goal total in La Liga, basically. It was first given in 2006 to David Villa of Valencia. Now, Real Madrid deny interest in Virgil van Dijk. Now, I've discussed this in a previous video. You might want to take a look at it that was uploaded today. Should be the one before this one. MARCA reports that Real Madrid is not considering Virgil van Dijk as a transfer target, despite recent rumours suggesting otherwise. Obviously, his contract with Liverpool expires in June, but MARCA say he is expected to sign a renewal, keeping him at Anfield until 2028. While Real Madrid respects and admires Van Dijk, he is not part of their future plans. Instead, the club is focusing on younger options or potential internal talent, including players like Asensio, John Martinez, Jacobo Ramon, and Diego Aguado. We mentioned these before, well, maybe it might have been a couple of months ago now, to be honest with you. Do you remember they did that 2-page spread about the centre-backs coming through at Real Madrid, but they never mentioned the right-back? Do you remember? Because obviously we're looking for stuff to do with Trent. And previously they were banging on about, you know, we need a centre-back, we need a right-back. But it seems like the centre-back stuff, they're not, you know what I mean, they're not going there anymore with it. They're saying they're focusing on youth. The right-back situation, they keep, you know, dropping in Trent here and there. But there hasn't been a great deal of reporting recently regarding the right-back position. In fact, I don't think there's been any real reporting in Spain regarding the need of a right-back at Real Madrid since we beat them, which is a little bit strange, because you'd have thought after we beat them that the emphasis, because usually the Spanish media go into an absolute fucking meltdown the day after, you know, the Real Madrid media, but they didn't, you know, so make of that what you will. Real Madrid's central defence options are stabilising, with Alaba nearing a return and Militao recovering from surgery. The only Liverpool player of interest to Real Madrid is Trent Alexander-Arnold. The report confirms that there has been contact and dialogue between the two clubs regarding the right-back. This is a fresh claim by MARCA from a journalist that I would listen to concerning Real Madrid, yeah. In fact, this journalist is the one I listen to more than any others. I don't like telling everybody on my little, like, who I pay attention to and who I don't really too much. But I like him. So he's worth listening to. I forget his name. No, it's out there. Concerns have arisen at Anfield due to delays in finalising Van Dijk's renewal, which was initially considered a certainty. That, of course, is only a claim by the Spanish media. Sorry, I'm just trying to find things for you. One moment, please. Yeah, so, you know, like they're saying there's a concern there. That's what they're saying, you know what I mean? No Liverpool journalist is saying that, not anyone that we would pay attention to anyway, do you know what I mean? So concerns have arisen at Anfield due to delays. I mean, concerns have arisen at Anfield could be concerns, that could be considered concerns amongst the fan base. Do you know what I mean? It's how you read it. I don't think that anyone within the club is concerned. Right. And of course, the journalist was Jose Felix Diaz. I like to listen to what he's got to say. Okay, moving on from MARCA, I took a look at AS. And they did this article about the infinite Bernabeu, or Bernabeu, however you want to pronounce it. People, they pronounce it different ways. And I've read about this before, actually. It's very, very, very interesting. And it's the way forward in terms of the future and and watching football, right, from your home. Now, AS report on Florentino Perez's ambitious plan to create a virtual stadium called Bernabeu Infinito, right, allowing unlimited fan capacity in the metaverse, right? So basically virtual reality. Fans would be able to experience matches from home using VR technology, with Perez recently stating, "I'm considering doing it with Apple. It's very easy. People would see the game from home with VR glasses, and honestly, it might look even better than being in the stadium." And he said that I'm considering doing it with Apple. My understanding is that Apple are already working on this with Real Madrid. But maybe that means, like in terms of putting a presentation, and Real Madrid haven't signed up to it yet, I'm considering to do it with Apple. But I believe that this is well underway with Apple. Now, this initiative, and the reason I find it interesting is because, you've got to think about our own club, right? The initiative could offer fans a virtual season ticket and revolutionise global fan engagement. With Real Madrid's estimated 250 million fans worldwide, the project could generate enormous revenue, attracting up to 100 million virtual attendees per game. That's some serious business if you think about it. Even at €1 per ticket, this would result in significant income. Think about that. Imagine getting €100 million per game. And that's if it's only £1, well, €1. So think about Liverpool, think about the potential for the owners. And do you know what I mean? Like, would you pay for it? People are going to pay for it, aren't they? I'm talking about Liverpool, right? So, you can't get to the game, or you don't want to go to the game, but you could sit at home and submerge yourself in stuff. And I know people go, it's not the same, but it's going to be better than watching it on a projector or on a television. And you're going to be able to do all sorts, aren't you? You're going to be able to look at things from different angles. I think it will. I genuinely think it will be fucking amazing. I hope I see it in my lifetime, guys. I really do. Because I think that'd be great. And especially if you could pick, the seat that you want to sit in the stadium as well. And imagine if you could sit there, if you and your son, or you and your daughter, you and your girlfriend, wife, boyfriend, husband, whatever, if you could sit with them in the stadium, and as you turn to the side, you can see them sat next to you. The future's amazing, isn't it? I think it's amazing. That's if the world don't blow itself to shit first. But I know some people will think, I don't know, we've heard about all this shit before. I've read in depth about this to do with what Real Madrid were doing a few months back, and it sounded very, very exciting and very different to the things that we've been told about before. Now, comparisons have been drawn to Travis Scott's virtual concert in Fortnite, which gathered over 12 million fans. Now, the metaverse is being embraced by other clubs too. Manchester City is developing a virtual stadium with Sony. Manchester United has hosted immersive VR experiences, such as their Domo event in Los Angeles, which recreated a Premier League match atmosphere with advanced VR technology. I remember seeing and hearing about that. It's impressive. Anyway, let me know what you think about that. I will pin a question, a comment to the top of the comments, and as you continue watching and listening to this video, whether you're on the app or a browser, you should be able to go down and see the question, because I'd really like to know your thoughts on this. It warrants its own video, really, to do with what could happen at Liverpool. But I think it's really, really interesting, and the money that they could make from this, guys, it's scary, really. Because imagine if clubs were making 100 million minimum per game. What they're going to do with all that money? Do you know what I mean? I wonder if this is why FSG are holding on. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because that's going to be the biggest earner going, surely. Fucking ridiculous as well when you think about all that bastard money. Ah, dear. And there's us peasants ain't got any, isn't it? Yeah. Bayern Munich preparing new offer for Alphonso Davies. AS reported that Bayern Munich are preparing a new contract offer for the player, who has been linked with Liverpool. However, my personal opinion is, I've never believed the claims about him and Liverpool. I think we just keep being thrown in there by the aggregators and shit like that. I don't believe it. I expect they'll go to Real Madrid, which is basically what AS are saying as well, because they say that Real Madrid have been negotiating with him for months, and they expect him to join them. And I think that's where he'll go. Because apparently him and Trent, Real Madrid have said, don't sign extensions, don't sign contract renewals. If you're still available, you know, on freeze, then, you know, if there's a possibility of doing something, then we can only do it if you haven't signed your contracts, which would explain why Trent's dragged it out to the end of the year. AS note that nothing has been agreed yet, but this could change in January when the player is allowed to discuss a potential free transfer without breaking any rules. And that's it, guys. That is basically, you know, my review or your look at today's Spanish football print media for you. I say today's, some of them were printed yesterday, but that's normal over Christmas, Boxing Day period, isn't it? Even in the UK. So we will we'll look at things again tomorrow morning. Thanks to Gareth Turner from Copites of Anfield for buying me a bocadillo at breakfast today. That's a big baguette with sausages, cheese and onions. It was lovely. I'm trying to have as many bocadillos as I can before my New Year's resolution on January 1st. So yeah, I'm getting one every day at the moment. So thank you for that, Gareth, you absolute hero. And yeah, I'll go back in the morning, guys. My girlfriend arrives tonight from the UK. She's here with me for about 10 days. But that's not going to change anything. She knows that I've got to look after my peoples, you know what I mean? So I'll take her to cafe with me in the morning. I'll spoil her, do you know what I mean? She can have a cup of coffee or something like that, but I'm still having my bocadillo, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I hope you appreciate this video. If you've got any opinions regarding the content in it, please do let me know. Yeah, if you appreciate the video, thumbs up the video, drop me a comment. And if you want to buy me a coffee tomorrow morning or whatever, then you just click on the love heart under the video. It's called a super thanks, and I will give you a shout out for your generosity tomorrow morning. Some people have a problem with people buying me coffee. You know, the haters are like, oh my God, he's asking people to buy him a coffee. You know what I mean? Like, I've got guns at their heads and everything. You know what I'm saying? But my peoples that have been around here with me since the 1990s, they don't begrudge me having a coffee sometimes. All right, guys, I'll leave it with you. Let me know what you think, and I'll speak to you real soon. All right, don't forget, I'll be live on here at 1 o'clock UK.